Let's discuss political commentator Rina Shah and NewsNation correspondent at large, Mr. Geraldo Rivera. Now, Rina, I don't know as well, but Geraldo Rivera and I know each other very well, Rina, and he and I both love the pugilism sports. And for me, MMA I love it. I love to watch it. But what do you make of this event, Geraldo? Does it bother you? Is it okay? What's your take?
No, it's the people's house. Why not celebrate the president's birthday? It's Army Day. It's Flag Day. It's a big event. Doesn't cost us a dime. The public is invited. 100,000 people will be there. Washington is safer. Washington is cleaner. Let them put on the big show. Who cares?
The ballroom, I get. The funny money, the budget being out of whack, it not being private money, it being tax dollars, Rina, and then the private money now, they're getting government contracts on the back end, the same people. But does this fit into that same box of what must be opposed?
This has to be opposed. Chris, I think, look, I don't want to be a spoilsport, but I am offended by this completely foolish expenditure of money. And people can say all they want that the UFC is picking up the production cost and all else. But I've already seen, there you go, the Bud Light branding. What's that tell young people? Uncle Sam wants you to drink more beer. I'm offended by that. I'm a parent. I'm a person with a brain. And I'm thinking to myself, this is ridiculous. This is going to be taxpayer dollar money. Already, DC, the District of Columbia, is going to have some $10 to $12 million that they're going to spend, in addition to that $60 million that's been estimated for security and other such expenditures that are related to the president and the White House. This is all not on private dime, let me remind you, this is taxpayer dime. And that's why I'm offended. You know, you can say all you want, this is entertainment, and this is really something exciting for the president's birthday, and presidents are allowed to spend their birthdays the way they want. I think this is the most blatant and brazen corruption we have seen so far. Trump is grifting off the taxpayer dime. He is going to profit. Already, he's hawking this 250th anniversary commemorative coin with Dana White's signature or Dana White on it somehow. Look, Chris, I think you say you don't know me that well, but you do know I enjoy UFC fights when the president's made it down to Miami,
yes.
Right? That's a very different notion than this. Bringing it to the people's house, which he's desecrating. There's no reason for this thing to become an octagon, put one guy against the other. This isn't a team sport. Come on now. Y'all are just ridiculous for thinking this is just business as usual.
No, I'm open. I'm not saying it's business as usual. And I'm not saying I don't know you. I treasure knowing you very highly. I'm saying I don't talk fight with you the way I do with Geraldo on a regular basis. That's what I mean.
I like a fight just because I'm a woman. Just because I'm a woman, it doesn't mean I have a problem with what is a male-dominated sport. And let's be clear here.
Well,
there are
UFC
fighters who have said that they don't want to come.
It's not a male-dominated sport. It's not a male-dominated sport. There are great female fighters.
Let's check the stats.
Great female fighters.
I mean, there are, but they're not overwhelmingly in the sport. And they're not fighting on Sunday, right?
Isn't it curious?
And there are UFC fighters who said that they won't come fight for Trump.
Yeah, that's true.
Given your attitude, Rina, given your hostility to this idea, how do you respond to the fact that the judge that threw out the lawsuit is an Obama-appointed judge, an Obama-nominated federal judge threw it out? He said that any harm is going to be temporary, and the people have no standing to complain. The MAGA people are Americans too. Let them celebrate. Maybe they like sports that you don't like or whatever. But I just think that we're too uptight. We're conceited.
I just said I like the sport.
In many ways, this is a popular sport, and people love it. And why not?
But
do
should
it
a sport
in the White House?
A sport are they politicizing the sport, Geraldo? That's the question. Is that is he making this sport into a political action committee?
I think that's in the eye of the beholder, totally, Chris. If you want to see this as a political, I think there's so many things are political. A speech here or there, or visitors coming, red carpet, this and that. There's all kinds of politics involved in life in the nation's capital. But why not just give them a break? Let them have some fun. Jane Fonda's having a concert in New York at exactly the same time.
Right.
So you have your choice. You could watch one or the other. Everybody gets the
Rena,
party. And happy birthday.
Will you watch? Will you watch or no?
Look, I have a lot of things to do in my life, including raising 3 young children. How am I going to explain to them that I'm watching something that's not a team sport? I like it when these teams that go to the White House and speak. For example, the Indiana University Hoosiers, they're great young men talking about what the sport meant to them. They're being celebrated with the president. That's all fine to me. This is not about a love-hate or, love Trump or hate Trump. This is about the fact that the White House has become a pay-per-view type of situation. This is showing that the White House is up for being bought. And let me just give you a tiny vignette from my life. I was the first person to say, you know what, when the Easter egg roll came around, when Trump came back to office, I attended with my tiny children. And I said, that's fine. I'm here at the People's House. I saw so many corporate logos across that Easter egg roll because it was the first year that corporations were allowed to sponsor. And it just felt so bizarre to me that at the federal government level, the people who make our laws, the people who are tasked with being sort of clear-eyed and representing us were there and being influenced by the highest bidders. That is the kind of stuff that I just don't think should be right in this nation. This is a representative democracy. I'm from a family that has survived a dictatorship, that has seen what the creep to authoritarianism and totalitarianism is. Trump is obsessed with his image. That's the one consistent thing about that guy. Truth be told, the fact that he wants to have strong-looking men in the audience from the military just tells you this guy is really, really not thinking about the nation. He's thinking about himself.
Well, look, that is one fair criticism, Geraldo, is time, place, and manner. Time, place, and manner. It's his birthday. You want to celebrate it. That's great. But we got big problems in this country that demand money and demand attention. And you could argue this is just another grand distraction.
It may be a grand distraction. It's a Sunday. It's the president's birthday. Give them a break. Let them have some fun. That, I think, the claw that they built, it's extraordinary that it went up so fast, the tribute to American engineering, and it's going to disappear the next day. I mean, I think it's a big wow. You could say that it's a waste of money or whatever, and Washington's awful, and I heard Rena say something about totalitarianism. I mean, come on, everybody. Part of what's wrong in our country is that everyone's so uptight that you can't, I don't care. Kid Rock, if someone made me listen to Kid Rock, I'd listen to Kid Rock if I had to. I prefer Bob Dylan. So it's, it's just everybody, different strokes for different folks.
Geraldo, I've never heard anybody, I'm with you, live and let live. Rena's the same way, but I've never heard anybody compare Bob Dylan and Kid Rock.
Moment, man.
No, it's not, because it's not all just there on their individual basis. They're co-opting the House, they're co-opting the public square, and they're co-opting the government and the agency of the government. I get it. I get both sides. I get it.
Everything's not a conspiracy.
Rena, I appreciate it.
Everything's not a conspiracy.
No, this is no conspiracy. It's right in your face.
It's not a conspiracy.
I agree. Rena Shah, thank you very much. Geraldo Rivera, always a pleasure.
Thank you.